How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's a big thing happening with Bitcoin right now that's going to stop most likely in the next week. I want to explain what that is. I also want to talk about yesterday's inflows to the ETFs because they were substantial, something that I got wrong in the last 24 hours, and something that's going to happen over the next few days that is pretty big. We have the NASDAQ racing up again today as well, so let's talk about all that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, there's a link underneath the video to Margex where you can start trading cryptocurrency using leverage. They're doing a hamster airdrop right now, so you can use the link underneath the video. There's not a ton of time left in this, about 4 days, but we'll probably be doing another airdrop. There's also an airdrop event for CoinW that they're working on right now, so if you want to go set up your account now, when they do the airdrop, you can easily click join now. So definitely check that out underneath the video. It will take just 2 seconds to set up the account basically, and then you can start trading. Now, Bitcoin broke out of this triangle here, went all the way up to 59,300. Now it's coming back down a little bit, but we have the NASDAQ with another good day up 0.55%. It's crazy. This is after being up 3% in the last 5 days. Over the last month, up 7.7%. Over the last 6 months, being up 23.7%, 25% year to date, and 35% over the last 1 year. The NASDAQ has been absolutely insane, and today Tesla is not even leading the way. We have Apple leading the way. Google is doing pretty well, both up about 1% to 2%. But this is right ahead of CPI, and I was wrong yesterday. I thought CPI was coming out today. Had my dates mixed up. It's coming out tomorrow, and then we have PPI coming out on Friday. So really it's 48 hours from now that we'll have all this information in. But as I said in yesterday's video, the forecast is 3.1%. The previous was 3.3%. I'm not sure if there's something leaked. Sometimes we do get leaks ahead of time. Sometimes we get fake outs where people fake out that there's a leak, and then it ends up being worse than expected. But yeah, the expectation is 3.1%. This would put us at the lowest level that we've seen since January. Okay, so still in the same range of basically 3 to 3.5%, but it would be on the lower edge of that range. We continue to see more information like this, though. And yesterday we covered the amount of properties that have been lowered in price on the market, and that's the highest number that we've seen since 2018. Now the total corporate bankruptcies for the first half of the year hit the highest number since 2010. High interest rates make things harder for business owners. So we've seen a lot of bankruptcies, and the problem is that as long as interest rates are high, it makes the economy very stagnant, right? People aren't moving houses because they can't get the higher interest rates. People aren't starting up new businesses because they can't take loans. People are getting smashed by high interest credit card debt. So over time, it just stagnates the economy. And that's what the government wanted. We didn't want high inflation anymore, so they did this. Now, it seems like there are some leading indicators that are slowing down as well that should help CPI, PPI, PCE over the long term. Let's get into Bitcoin specific info. City of Santa Monica opens Bitcoin office to explore BTC education for its residents. It's happening in the USA. That's pretty cool. Santa Monica, California. Obviously, California just in general is more tech-oriented than a lot of the rest of the nation. But to be fair, Texas is really the leading spot for people to set up Bitcoin mining businesses. We have the state of Wisconsin, I believe it was, that is investing through their pension fund in Bitcoin ETF. So, I mean, all throughout America, we see cities and pensions and governments investing time and money into Bitcoin, which is really cool. The German government just sent another 750 Bitcoin. So over the last 24 hours, they've now moved 5,853 Bitcoin, or about $344 million. The German government now only holds 18,110 Bitcoin. So at this rate, if they continue to unload about 6,000 Bitcoin a day, they'd be through this Bitcoin in about 3 days. Before the weekend, it could stop, right? So it's crazy just how much they've unloaded at a time. Keep in mind, this has always been a short-term headwind. This is something that we've talked about several times. Yes, the price is down from this at first because people were scared, and also that affects the market when you dump significant amounts, especially over the holidays, and there aren't institutions to buy up because they're on vacation. But there's always a limit to how much you can sell, right? There's always a limit to how much you can sell, but there's no limit to how much people can buy, to how much ETFs can buy, to how much billionaires can buy. The ETFs continue to buy, and that's why I think we're staying in this $57,000 range, right in between 56 to 58,000. It's because these ETFs are swallowing everything up. Fidelity bought 1,600 Bitcoin. ARK-B bought 750 Bitcoin. BlackRock bought up another 2,100 Bitcoin. So, I mean, there's just so much Bitcoin that the ETFs are swallowing up. Overall, the ETFs bought about $216 million yesterday. This is the third day of inflows in a row, and it looks like, they're pouncing on some of this cheap Bitcoin. And I'm curious if they're just pushing it out to some of their clients, like, hey, this is a good time to be buying, or they're adding it to some of their portfolios, because that's something that they can directly control. Right? If they have a portfolio that they're trying to add some Bitcoin exposure to, maybe they think this is an opportune time. We've seen BlackRock do that several times with several different portfolios. So I would not be surprised if that's really what's going on, because it's hard to call a client up or a bunch of clients up, especially after you've gone through the list a bit, and be like, hey, time to buy more Bitcoin today, hit the buy button, versus, hey, this is a good time to be buying. We're just going to put some in our other portfolios, which I think is even more substantial, because they have trillions and trillions of dollars that they have access to, that they could put Bitcoin exposure into their managed portfolios. So yeah, I would not be surprised if that happens more in the future, and they continue to allocate more and more within portfolios to Bitcoin. Right now, they only have, I think it's 3 ETFs. BlackRock specifically has 3 ETFs that have Bitcoin exposure. And it's, I believe in all of them, it's less than 0.1% of their portfolio. So over time, they'll probably continue to add more and more exposure in those portfolios and continue to get better and better returns, because they have that exposure. They get more and more fees, which is fantastic for them. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, apologize for the CPI information. I thought that was today, but obviously it is tomorrow. So 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, 5:30 Pacific time. Be on the lookout for that. I'll probably be making a video soon thereafter talking about that, along with some of the other top news for the day. And the next day we have PPI, which is a leading indicator as opposed to CPI, which is kind of a lagging indicator. So be on the lookout for both of those. Really appreciate it. Also, there are a couple links to other exchanges underneath the video in case you want to try something besides Margex or CoinW. There are a couple other links like WEEX, BYDFI, Blowfin, etc. So you can check out those if you're interested. WEEX just launched their token too, which is interesting if you want to look into that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you all in the next video. See you soon.